Hi and welcome to this video. My name is Harold and we shall be talking about the Eye Roll Induction. So now this induction is originally based off the Eye Roll suggestibility test. And we've already covered suggestibility tests in a previous video. And if you haven't checked out that video yet, I encourage you to do so. However, the difference between the Eye Roll induction in comparison to the suggestibility test is that it is an induction in itself. And it is also a component of what we call Spiegels' Hypnotic Induction Profile, which is essentially used to measure one's susceptibility or hypnotizability. And it was an approach that was created by David and Herbert Spiegel as a form of measurement which can be used to assess one's susceptibility to being hypnotized. So Spiegel's hypnotic induction profile is composed of 3 different things. Let's take a look at them. The first one is of course the eye roll. Okay, so this refers to the degree to which an individual can experience an eye roll phenomena when doing a form of suggestibility test that involves an eye roll. So the biological measurement of one's eye roll, and this is one thing that can be used to assess one's susceptibility to hypnosis. And the second point is of course the arm levitation, which is a form of ideomotor measurement. And the arm levitation is of course something you've already done in the form of an induction during your lectures and in practice, and it involves the upward raising of the hand. Okay, so the susceptibility of one to hypnosis can be measured by the degree in which one experiences this levitation of the hand during hypnosis, and how easily this is experienced when you carry this out with a client or a subject. So essentially, by looking at how easily one's arm is lifting off their lap, you can determine one's susceptibility to hypnosis. And the third aspect is known as the difference in sensation and the control of the arms during arm levitation. Okay, so what I mean by that is the individual's own experience of their arm levitating in comparison to the other arm. So the difference in the sensation that is internally experienced as your client or subject experiences their arm levitating as you do an arm levitation induction in comparison to the other arm, and the difference between those two sensations. And this is known as the subjective capacity experience. So these are the 3 aspects which are used to measure one's susceptibility to hypnosis, right, which is a component of Spiegel's hypnotic induction profile. So according to these 3 aspects and how your subject or client experiences this, these 3 aspects are given a score and calculated through a specific equation and are graded through a specific system. So now originally the grading system was between 0 and 10, but now the grading system is currently graded between 0 and 16. Okay, so let's take a quick look at this grading system. So if your client gets a low value between 0 and 6 in this Spiegel hypnotic induction profile, this means that your client is harder to be hypnotized or is less susceptible to hypnosis. And anything between 6 and 12 means they have a medium susceptibility, and of course 12 to 16 are the very highly hypnotically talented individuals who are able to go very deep very easily and are very susceptible to hypnotic induction and hypnosis in general. So these susceptibility tests are very useful when you're trying to carry out research or hypnotic research of some form, because you can assess how a technique affects 3 different groups of individuals who tend to score differently in this Spiegels hypnotic induction profile, whether they have a low susceptibility, a medium susceptibility, or a very high susceptibility. So it's excellent for research and for that purpose. So keep in mind that we're talking about susceptibility here and not suggestibility. Remember that suggestibility is your client's ability to follow your instructions as a therapist. And this is usually done out of hypnosis. While as hypnotic susceptibility or hypnotizability is carried out under hypnosis. So it's very useful for research. However, it's not very useful for therapy, because not everyone will be high scorers to these techniques. And if you get a client who scores very low, they may notice this and may develop a belief that the therapy may not work on them. And that's not something you want if you're trying to work with them in that manner. So this is why it's not ideal for therapy, but it's an excellent tool for research. So now let's take a look at the Eye Roll Induction component. So first of all, keep in mind that this is a rapid induction. So what I mean by that is it's a very quick induction, and it's very quick in comparison to other inductions, for example, Hartland's progressive relaxation. It's much faster than that. So because this is a rapid induction, the whole idea is to create a little bit of tension and discomfort in the client. And when I mean discomfort, I don't mean pain. And how we do this is with eye fixation. So we carry out eye fixation, and oftentimes when we do this, a slight tension and discomfort will start to develop. And as soon as you notice that, you can ask your client to now relax. And relaxation then follows. And it is this build-up of tension which you're doing with the eye fixation, followed by the relaxation, which allows the individual to relax and drift into trance. So we create discomfort with the eye fixation. When we notice that discomfort is building up within our client, we ask them to relax and they drift into trance. So be aware of the contraindications to this technique. And since we are using the eyes and there is a certain element of fixating with the gaze, we need to be aware if your client has eye problems, and if they do, avoid using this technique. And of course, something to be aware of is contact lenses. If your client is wearing contact lenses, sometimes their eyes roll backwards with those contact lenses in. Sometimes they can get, when their eyes return back and they relax, those contact lenses can get pushed up into their eyebrows. Even though this is quite rare, it's something we want to be aware of. So this is why that it's mentioned here. So now let's take a look at this Eye Roll Induction script. So you would position your client in the normal manner, and you'd ask your client, look towards me with your head remaining level. Look up towards your eyebrows. And then you would pause for 5 seconds. And take your time with this. You don't want to be quick. You want to take your time. So good 5 seconds. And now look up towards the top of your head. Pause again for 5 seconds. As you continue to look upwards, close your eyelids slowly. That's right. Close. 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 Keep your eyelids closed and continue to look up. Pause for another 5 seconds. And take a deep breath and hold it. You would wait for your client to take a breath, hold Hold. Hold. Now, with your eyelids remaining closed, breathe out and let your eyes relax. Let your eyes relax and allow your body to sink more and more comfortably into the chair. And now you will proceed on towards the deepening. So that is the Eye Roll Induction. A very useful rapid induction. Practice it well. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you, and I shall see you very soon. Take care.